Northbrook. Here is your first market update for 2025. As we hit January, we'd like to compare the stats for this year compared to last year at the same time. So we do this every month. And what we like to look at are just the key stats for the area. And the first one is sales price, which I find very interesting because we have an average sales price of Northbrook of $706,756, which is up 12% over this time last year. So if we look at December of 2023, that's here 630,000 this time last year, and now it's up to 706. So that tells us that it's very hard to save to keep up with the interest rates. Because the appreciation is still going strong. The market time in Northbrook is 42 days it takes to sell a house in Northbrook, and properly priced houses are selling much quicker than that, but that's down 8.7% over this time last year. And our month supply, so this is 1.6 months of inventory. And so to remind you what the definition of month supply means, if no new properties come on the market, it would take 1.6 months to clear out our current inventory. And we know that new properties do come for sale. So a balanced market would be 5 to 6 months of homes for sale. And going into more of a buyer's market would be if we have more than 6 months of homes ready for sale. As we are talking about number of homes for sale right now, we have 73. That is down 10% over last year. And we're starting to see more properties that had been reactivated this past week. Typically during the holidays, some sellers delist their property because they don't want to have showings during the holidays, and then they will put that back on the market. So last week when we did our market update, there were very, very few homes. Some of those are coming back for sale. And the spring market is actually starting now. So if you've had any thoughts of selling, this would be a good time for us to have our planning consultation. We talk about what's going on in the market, what's happening in the neighborhood, what homes are selling and for what they've sold for. We look in a detailed list of room by room and make some suggestions, whether we're taking care of any deferred maintenance, are we selling it as is, what's in the marketing plan and how that's going to help you. And talking about digital exposure, we do a lot on social media to give your house exposure, so that brings more viewers, more showings, more offers, more money in your pocket. So back to the stats. Another one that we look at, price per square foot. This is sort of as an FYI, $266 per square foot. But in Illinois, we typically don't rely on that number solely because all realtors measure differently. But some buyers inquire about it, so we could take a look at that. But it's not a major factor for pricing a home. Closed sales. So our volume is down 8.5% over last year. Again, that is because we don't have enough homes to sell, 541 closings. But the good news is if we're talking about 2025, we are feeling some momentum building. There are buyers that are starting to inquire and they're out looking. Also, the sellers that we're seeing in this market right now, they tend to be either estate sales or if people are relocating to another area. We're not seeing the move-up buyer. So for example, a family who is living in one town and wants to stay in the same school district and they just want a bigger house. It's harder to find a house for those families because of the handcuff, the lock-in that we're having. So to explain that a little bit more, if you take a family who had refinanced and their interest rate is around 2 or 3%, and that family would like a bigger house, the interest rates this week, they're almost 7%. So they're doubling their interest rate and they wouldn't be getting a bigger house if they want to keep the payments similar. So we are expecting when the rates drop below 6%, that is going to release about 33% more sellers are going to be able to sell their home and move to something else. So I am predicting at some point in 2025, the rates are going to come back down. We're never going to see 3% again. That's not going to come back again. However, high fives could be happening. We don't know how soon, but if I was to have a crystal ball, I would say they're going to come down from more. It's just that the markets don't like volatility, and there's a lot of uncertainty happening right now. So when things are more stable, hopefully we will see some better interest rates. However, if you're looking to buy a home and you can find something that you like, it would be in your best interest to lock in on that home, because as we saw, the prices went up 12%. You can't save enough to keep up with the appreciation, and you can always refinance later. So if you do find a house that you like and you can afford to pay that interest rate right now, and it works for you, I would encourage you to buy it, because when the rates come back down, that is going to get more buyers off the fence, and there's going to be more competition. So let's see, I think we went through the stats, and I would love to talk with you about your situation, whether you're buying, selling, and if you know of anybody that's making that decision at the moment, please connect me. I'd love to help your friend, and you'll feel good introducing them to an expert. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful winter, and we'll see you in February. Bye.